Level 1, the rifleman. You don't start as a sniper. You start like everyone else. Boots too stiff, pack too heavy. Rifle slung across your chest while a drill instructor explains that comfort is not part of the job description. You're infantry first. You learn to move in formation. You learn how to clear rooms. You learn how to sleep in mud and wake up functional. You qualify on your service rifle like everyone else. Most soldiers shoot well enough. You shoot a little better. Your grouping is tighter. You're breathing steadier. You don't yank the trigger when pressure builds. An NCO notices. He doesn't say much, just watches. Later, he asks, "You ever think about trying out for sniper?" You shrug. But the question sticks, because you've always preferred distance. You've always been patient. Level 2, the quiet observer. Before selection, there's time. Time to watch. You start paying attention differently. You study how wind pushes dust across open ground. You notice how heat bends the air above asphalt. You begin understanding that the environment is never static. During patrols, you naturally drift toward rooftops and windows, scanning without being told. Your squad mates joke that you're paranoid. You don't feel paranoid. You feel aware. There's a difference. You realize that shooting isn't about aggression. It's about control. Level 3, sniper selection. Selection is not glamorous. It's exhaustion. You ruck farther than you thought possible. Your shoulders go numb under weight. You low crawl through gravel until your uniform tears and your elbows bleed. They give you grid coordinates and tell you to find a hidden object in miles of terrain. No hints. No second chances. Instructors don't yell much. They just observe. They want to see how you react when your body is failing but the mission isn't finished. They want to see if you complain. You don't. Not because you're tougher. Because you're focused. When they post the selected names, you scan the board once. Your name is there. You feel something shift. This is no longer hypothetical. Level 4, sniper school. You thought it would be about shooting. It's mostly math. Ballistics becomes your language. You calculate bullet drop at varying distances. You memorize how humidity affects trajectory. You study wind drift like it's a living thing. You spend hours staring through glass, observing. You learn that a sniper's primary weapon isn't a rifle. It's patience. You practice building hide sites so invisible that instructors step within feet of you without noticing. You slow your breathing until your heartbeat becomes metronome. Instructors repeat one phrase often. One shot. One opportunity. One responsibility. You write it down because it feels heavier than it sounds. Level 5, the stalk lane. This is where most fail. You're given a target, an instructor scanning from a distant hill. Your job is to get within effective range without being detected. It takes hours. Every inch forward is deliberate. You use grass as cover, dirt as camouflage, shadows as shields. Your muscles cramp. Your nose itches. You don't move. You wait until the wind shifts before advancing again. When you finally reach firing position, you settle behind the rifle through the scope. The instructor's face fills your vision. You control your breathing. Halfway out. Pause. Squeeze. The blank round cracks. The radio confirms. Impact. You don't celebrate. You just exhale. Because the real lesson wasn't the shot. It was the discipline not to rush it. Level 6, the spotter bond. You paired with a spotter. 2-man team. Always. You learn quickly that trust here isn't optional. Your spotter reads WID through mirage. Adjusts for environmental shifts. Confirms identification. He becomes your second brain. You speak in shorthand now. Left 2. Hold. Send it. The partnership becomes instinctual. You don't just protect each other physically. You protect each other mentally. Because distance can isolate, and isolation can distort judgment. Level 7, first deployment. Combat doesn't feel cinematic. It feels slow. You lie prone on a rooftop for hours under a sun that doesn't care about your hydration levels. Your legs go numb. Your mind wanders. Bend movement. Your spotter taps your shoulder. Through the scope, the world narrows to a circle. You confirm identity. You check background. You wait. Because you were taught that not taking a shot can be as important as taking one. When the moment aligns, clear target, no civilians, positive identification, you settle in, breath in, halfway out. Pause. Squeeze. The recoil is controlled. There is no celebration, only relocation. Because staying still invites retaliation. That night, you lie awake. Not from fear, from weight. Level 8, the weight of distance. You learn something most people don't understand. Distance doesn't protect you from consequence. It magnifies it. You see faces clearly through high-powered glass. Expressions, details. Humanity. The job requires compartmentalization. But you're still human. You start noticing the quiet moments more than the loud ones. The hours of observation. The decisions not made. The triggers not pulled. You realize that discipline defines a sniper more than marksmanship. Level 9, the seasoned operator. Years pass. You accumulate missions. Your rifle feels like an extension of your body. You read wind without thinking. You call corrections instinctively. Commanders trust your judgment. Infantry units rely on your overwatch. But technology evolves. Drones provide aerial feeds. Thermal optics sharpen detection. The battlefield modernizes. Yet your fundamentals remain unchanged. Breathing. Patience. Decision. You're no longer proving yourself. You're refining yourself. Level 10, the instructor. Eventually, you transition. Now you teach. Young candidates arrive with sharp uniforms and steady hands. You strip away ego first. You teach them camouflage is about breaking outlines, not blending colors. You teach them that patience is more lethal than aggression. You watch them struggle with stalk lanes. You correct wind calls calmly. You see yourself in them. You also see the weight waiting for them. This job will follow you home. You tell them. Some nod confidently. They don't understand yet. Level 11, the senior sniper. Your body feels the years. Knees ache from low crawls. Back stiff from endless prone positions. You've trained dozens of snipers now. Some deployed. Some didn't make it back. You attend a memorial service for one of them. The rifle salute sounds different when you've taught someone how to shoot. You think about legacy. Not in terms of confirmed hits, but in terms of restraint taught, discipline passed on, judgment sharpened. Level 12, the civilian transition. Eventually, the uniform comes off. The rifle is turned in. There's a quiet ceremony. Handshakes. A plaque. You drive home. The world feels louder without ear protection. At restaurants, you sit facing exits automatically. At night, you still wake early. You catch yourself scanning rooftops without thinking. Old habits linger. People imagine snipers as something cinematic. They don't understand the waiting, the restraint, the responsibility of a single decision that cannot be undone. You miss the partnership most. The quiet communication, the trust. Somewhere, a young infantry soldier is grouping shots tightly on a range. An NCO is watching quietly. A question will be asked. You ever think about sniper school? And the cycle will begin again. Not with violence, but with patience, with discipline, with the understanding that the most powerful tool you carry isn't a rifle, it's judgment. And judgment is heavier than any weapon you've ever held.